Well, I thought I'd do me a little video about gardening here on flat Earth. Got the old aloe vera plant. This is my setup here. It's my front yard. Big road out there. Got my hedgerow growing to kind of keep it off my ass. My aloe vera plant there, and nice salvia, the hummingbird food, and strawberries down there, a little blueberry bush. Little lamb's quarter growing in there. That's where I'm going to plant the potatoes the 31st. Eggplant, 3 more eggplants. I got eggplants running out my ass. A little bit of basil back in there behind the eggplant. This here's it's one of them plants that skeeters don't like, a yellow candle. I can't remember what they call that son of a gun, but that was a donation. It's gonna live out its life right there. Unless it gets cold, bring it in the house, let the rats eat it. And some okra plants. I got some little okras on that sucker. Been harvesting okra here for, I don't know, a couple months or something, or at least a month and a half. Got some lettuces here, Bolton. A few lettuces. I'm not sure what that sucker is, but it's kind of cool, so I just let it do whatever it's going to do. Another lamb's quarter there. Another little okra plant, and some chard growing there. Here's some of that basil all going to flower. I think there's 5 different kinds. I don't know one from the other. Well, I know the purple basil and I know the sweet basil, but then I got this basil here. There's Genovese and thyme basil, or Genovese and Thai basil. And I got some fennel growing in there, and some beets growing in there, and a pecan tree growing in there, not for long. Some dandelions coming up in there. I got scattering eggshells around and threw them on top of that darn eggplant. They won't be there long. I think that's some cinnamon basil there. Another planter full of basil all going to flower. That stuff's all coming out with the exception of a couple of plants here in the next few weeks. So I can plant something else in there. This is my setup for starting seeds. I'm going to plant tomorrow. I'm about 10 days too late, but normally the 3rd quarter of the moon is reserved for root crops, but it's for root growth too. And if I hadn't had my head in my ass, I'd already had these seeds planted. But I'm usually a weed grower, and the host here, he won't let me grow no weed here, so I'm going to go back being a vegetable farmer. So I'm getting back into the swing of that, growing some food, and let him grow the weed or whatever. Anyway, I'll get you up to date on what I planted and how much of it and all that. This is my new setup. I set this up this morning, found a couple old posts and some 2x6s, 2x8, and made myself a little table there. There's pepper plants. They're getting pretty big. Granted, they're in a pot, but I can't even. Well, I can reach up to this one, but that other one over there is higher than I can reach, and the pot's a couple of feet, so they're, maybe 6 or 7 foot tall. I got them tied together. There's 4 of them there, so they don't tip over. This is a yellow flowered, can't think of the name of the sucker. It's a little viney thing. Real pretty flowers. There's a white one over there. I couldn't remember its name, so I didn't talk about it. Here's a bed with some carrots and beets and fennel mostly in it. And all that's coming out of there. Well, I might leave a little bit of fennel in the middle, but I got to replant this in about 3 weeks, so all that's coming out of there. I got some thyme and oregano here. I have it with my basil on my taters or my squash or whatever I'm eating. It's pretty yummy. Some more cinnamon basil down there, some more okras. These guys don't really have any compost around them, so they're not quite as beefy as those ones that I showed earlier. Little tomato plant in that pot. I guess that's just kind of for fun there. Some pretty little red flowers along the walkway. Another more hummingbird food. Salvia, one of my favorites. Pretty red flowers. Most of them are gone right at the moment, but they'll be back in full bloom in another week or two. I transplanted that little tomato today. He'd been in the pot his whole life, and figured it's time he'd get out and do something. A little purple cabbage, and here's chard that's, I don't know, been growing for a year now. It just won't quit, so I keep it around. My one corn plant. Guess I'm a corn farmer. Another salvia, more hummingbird food. There's the top of a pineapple. Looks like it's going to go ahead and grow. See how it winters out here. More okra, more peppers, some strawberries here. There's a little green pepper's going to turn red, and that okra there, I'm just going to let that big okra go to seed, so I got some more seeds. There's a couple more chards that act like they still want to grow. They're pretty sorry looking, but if I give them a little more water, they'd probably do better, but there they are at any rate. Another pineapple, I thought I'd see if it'd grow. These are the naked ladies. They pretty much done their deal. Looks like they're about spent. A little more cinnamon basil down there. Some mint, big mint plant. Well, actually it's a few mint plants. It's rooted in the ground. It's probably there from now on. I don't know what this little sucker is, but the bees just love this little flower right there. I don't know what it is. It's kind of turned into a vine, whatever it is, and I keep it around too. Pruning the shit out of this big old mulberry. All it is shade here, and I'm gonna plant this whole yard. So all the limbs are coming off of that sucker. That's the way the host wants it anyway. He likes to cut back, just a horrid thing, just cut back to nothing, but I need the sunshine, so I'm going to go ahead and do it, and he'll be happy, and I'll have sunshine, it'll all be good. It's a beautiful tree, but it's just too fucking much of it in this little bitty yard. This is my yard here. I got a lot of grass growing around. I'm not going to have grass here in another month. I ordered 50 cubic yards of olive leaves. I'm going to mulch the shit out of this son of a bitch. I don't have to look at grass again for a couple of years after I apply that stuff. And little fig trees growing over here, and a little olive tree. I really have the heart to take him out. And some pretty cool grasses here. Probably can't see them too well. The old compost pile. I keep turning that sucker. Already made compost there. I think that about covers it. Little trumpet vine growing up around the porch there. Another one trying to over here. I think that pretty well covers it. I've seen my chicken Little Biddle. Well, I hear her. This is my bug control. Little Biddle, are you out here? There you are. There's Little Biddle. She's about 6 weeks old. She's pretty good bug control. You want to say hi to the camera? Yeah? You're a pretty good little bird. I take her with me everywhere I go. Alright, well, I guess that's about it. Make another video once I get a little progress with these leaves and get these seeds started. These starters here is really why I made the video. Getting ready for the fall crop. Alright, well, I guess that's it. We'll just finish with these big old pepper plants. Thanks for watching.